So tea time.
Hey, I'm only 2 minutes late. 1 minute late. It was 31, so almost on time. I said 5:30 in the community post, I think. So, hello everyone. I hope this angle is good. So you can see a little bit of the outside and the weather. My hands are so dry. Let me get some olive oil. I love using olive oil for my hands. I think my phone doesn't want to stay in that angle. Oh well. My dad always does the olive oil for the hands, and he's a chef, so I trust his experience. Oh, it smells strong. Yay, you made it, Marco. Welcome, welcome. I just got back from the gym, so man, I got some scratchy throat today from, I think it's the pollen outside, the seasonal allergies. I don't luckily get it with my nose. Like, I don't really have like a stuffy nose or anything, or like a runny nose, but I can feel scratchy throat from the pollen. Do you get anything like that, Marco? Is there even any pollen in Ohio, or is there just rain in Ohio? In Tennessee, it's a nightmare with pollen. Luckily, I only have it a little bit, so it's not too bad. But yeah, I went to work, then I watched your live stream for a lunch break, and then add some more olive oil. Unfortunately, I have to use the expensive olive oil because I don't have any cheap one right now. It feels better, much better already. My cat scratched me up. Can you see that? It already healed almost entirely, but my entire hand and arm was full of scratches. Somehow Shuriken ended up getting banned on my YouTube live. I fixed it. Oh wow, really? Yeah, he said something. He was in the stream earlier, and or not him, his girlfriend or wife, I don't know exactly if wife or girlfriend, but his better half was in your stream earlier, and she said that Shuriken can't really watch your streams at the moment, and I couldn't go back into your stream either, so I don't know what happened. But you're from Arkansas, ain't you? No, that is not correct. I know you like to make that joke with Arkansas, that's how you say it, right? Arkansas. We Germans, or I always say Arkansas because that's how you spell it. So I have no idea why you guys spell or say Arkansas when it's spelled Arkansas. So that someone needs to tell or explain that to me. I have no idea why that is. That simple question is not showing in my feed or in my chat. You partake, probably because it's something weird. Why are all women the same, German, American, British? I disagree. I don't think they're all the same. But maybe just, I don't know. You tell us. Apparently you have a lot of experience and a lot of opinions, so share your opinion with us. You partake. But the stream stayed up today. That's good. That's good to hear. He was gone as moderator. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, she said that he can't text in your chat and he can't moderate. So I don't know. Maybe you deleted this. Thank you. Troll time. Yeah, it's springtime. The trolls are coming out, so that's okay. That is okay. We see you, Mr. Trolls and Mrs. Trolls. You're seen, don't worry. You can write something nice, maybe. Usually people respond better to that, and it works better if you say something nice than something weird. That's just my opinion. So if you want to get more reaction, maybe try like the nice way. I'm German, want to know what's going on with women. What's going on with women or women? I don't know. You tell us what's your problem with women. I don't think you can generalize. We're 8 billion people at the moment, right? So probably like 4 billion people. Thank you, Marco. I hope you'll get some help. Maybe Shuriken will come on later, so you won't be the only moderator here. But anyways, don't mind my sweaty hair and sweaty face. I just got back from the gym. And now I'm making some pancakes with you guys, like I said in the post. Yay, you're cooking. Very cool. That's fun. Let's cook together. Hi, Christopher. What are you cooking today? Maybe we can learn something from you next time. Hi, Stingermany. Or hi, Danny. I think that's probably a better name to call you than Stingermany. Hi, Danny. Lame, like I said, all women are the same. Not trolling. I asked a question. Now I'm evil. Okay. Okay. Aiming for stroke 3, buddy. Yeah, get well soon. You partake. I hope you'll feel better one day. Danny's okay. Yes, Danny. Oh, you're okay. What they provide? Okay. What do you provide? You partake. You seem like a really established, cool guy. Maybe I need to add into my YouTube description that insults aren't allowed on this, on my channel. I mean, you are allowed. You can definitely watch and you can be nice and you can still be an insult, but maybe keep it to yourself. Okay, let's see. I want to show you guys something real cool. Or you cook, clean. Usually I don't interact with trolls much, but it's just interesting to me right now. It's cool that you cook and clean and everything, but maybe your attitude or something, you know? And it's okay, I know you're not trying to troll, but you can't really generalize like 4 billion people like that, you know? There's definitely some women out there that do clean and cook, and that's not everything people have to offer. There's other things people can offer, you know, than just that. Making some pulled pork sandwiches. I made a big salad. Ooh, yum, that's cool. I would not say no to that. Okay, you partake. I didn't see that question because it's deleted, because the YouTube algorithm deleted it. So how you want me to answer that? I can't read your mind. You're also interested in fantasy costumes? I don't know what that is. You would have to explain to me, guys. I'm not an expert in that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's okay. You're not doing anything wrong. I just wonder what mindset you have. It's just interesting to me, or why you engage. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I think people's views are just interesting. Not trying to engage, but I don't know. It's like, you know, when you see an accident and you don't want to look, but you still have to. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's one thing that I show you guys. So let's change topics from women being terrible to something really cool. So this is not advertisement, obviously. I'm not trying to do anything like that. But my husband ordered that thing. Exactly, you don't know who I am, so why are you generalizing a woman then? That just, I don't know. As a woman myself, I think that is very, just asking. First of all, we can't even see your question because it's not in the chat. And I don't know, stop generalizing people. That's terrible in any way. Like either women or any other group of people, you should never generalize people because that is a really shitty thing to do. And that usually backfires. And we are not about that in this live stream. If you want to generalize people, I think this is probably not your stream. Because we don't generalize people here and we're not being mean to each other. And I'm not trying to be mean to you. I'm just saying stop generalizing. Or you can generalize, but maybe not here because we're not about that. I'm getting everything ready for the pancakes real quick, and then I'll show you something real cool that my husband bought for me. So we will need eggs, that's for sure. German pancakes require quite a lot of eggs, and I don't really have one recipe. I always make it a little bit different depending on how much ingredients I have. We need flour, obviously, and we will need milk. You can use any milk. I'm using cashew milk, but you can use normal dairy. That usually works best. What I like to use is vanilla extract. That is like an important ingredient in my opinion. You need a little bit of sea salt or any salt and sugar. Sugar. I do not like to... Hi Kamal, how are you doing? I don't like to use a lot of sugar in my pancakes because usually I like to top them with cinnamon sugar or Nutella or like hazelnut spread. Doesn't have to be that certain brand obviously, but I like to put something sweet on top, so I'm trying to keep the base recipe of the pancake pretty neutral. I agree, asking is always good to get more knowledge, nothing wrong with asking, but if it's a question that cannot be answered, asking kind of is oblivious is the wrong word for it, but you know, there is no answer to your question you partake, especially since that is not the truth, so someone cannot answer something that is factually wrong. You know what I mean? I am cooking pancakes today, German style pancakes. So they're not going to be fluffy. They're not going to be like the thicker pancakes, like the American pancakes. They're going to be not like crepe, you know, crepe, the French pancakes that are like really thin, like paper almost. German pancakes are, let's say like this big or this high, kind of like my cap. And those are my favorite pancakes. I love cooking. Yay, you like cooking too? Very cool. What did you guys eat today? Kamal, Danny, Marco, Christopher. Oh yeah, you're making food right now, so you already answered that. And you partake if you're still here. What are you eating today? Why I can answer it? If I provide stability, money, why do you, okay, so my question to you is then, why do you need a woman? What do you want from her? So if you have all of that and your life is so perfect and you're this amazing human being that has everything, why do you want a woman? And if you don't, then you're fine, right? So what would she provide to you? That's my question to you now. And if you don't think she would provide anything to you, talk about love, compassion, warmth, comfort, maybe another financial income, contributing to your financial income, working on the farm with you, friendship, companionship. If that all doesn't matter to you, then you probably don't need any partner, right? Cheated. I think we all we've all been there, I think. I think we all, not all of us, obviously. I'm happy that some of us did not experience that. But I think most of us, when we're in our 20s or 30s or even older, will experience that in our life. And I'm sorry that you had to go through that. You partake. That's not cool. I'm sorry you hurt, and I can feel that you hurt, or I think we can all see that. It's okay to be angry, and you don't have to leave my channel. And thank you for sharing all that. I can feel that you're hurt, and I've been hurt by my ex-partners in the past too. And it's hard to progress that or work through it. But I think you just have to realize that not everyone is bad, you know. And you will find, if you want to, you will find someone that is not going to cheat on you. Or, you know, people, in my opinion, if they cheat, it's not because of you, it's because of themselves, because they need to get something that they are missing, you know, even though it is not your fault. It's not you not providing that. It's just them looking for something else, and I don't know. It's a very tough question. We could go very deep into that topic, I think, because I ask myself that question too, why people do that. But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry that you are so hurt, and that is not fun, and it's definitely tough. Been there myself. And I never cheated myself, but I had partners that cheated on me, like all my ex-partners cheated too at one point. And even when they're like super cool guys, and I never thought they would, but I think it's just, I don't know, that's life sometimes. Not saying it's okay, and I would never do it, but there's some people that have some issues with themselves, you know, and I don't know, hard topic. Okay, let's get started with our pancakes. Live streams are funny sometimes, just how different topics are. So I'm going to add some flour to our bowl. And I'm going to start with just a little bit to not make the pancakes too thick. Hi, Mia. Men were a good woman for a good guys. That's the first thing I am agreeing on with you right now. I think you said something, yeah, I think you said something really, really good. Hi, Shuriken. Sorry, my phone just keeps turning to the side. Everything is still cool here. And Shuriken, we talked about you being blocked on Marco's channel. I think it was just an accident or YouTube being weird. And I think Marco said that he fixed it. Start with like pancakes. Sorry, guys. I know. Let's start. You're absolutely right. Come on. Let's start cooking. And you partake. Thank you for sharing your story. I say it again. It's not easy to say that you're angry and to reflect on your own emotions and to understand where they're coming from and why you're hurt and all, you know, and why you're angry. And anger is a very strong emotion, and it's hard to get rid of it. Yeah, of course. No worries. That's what we're here for. We'll always listen to everyone's problems. I'm going to add 1/3 cup of sugar. I don't like to use anything more than that because I don't like pancakes very sweet. Like I said, I like to add some sweet topping to it, so I don't want it too sweet. Talking about sweet, once we're done with the dough and I let it rest for 10 minutes, you partake. My husband says the same thing. You partake what you just said. I personally don't agree because I think, like I said, I don't like to generalize people or groups of people or countries or anything like that. I think there is a little bit of a cultural difference, but I think there's gems and rocks in every country, if that makes sense, you know? So you can find good people in every single country. And the same with me. For example, I married a soldier, like an American soldier. And there's a stereotype about American soldiers. Everyone's like, stay away from American soldiers. They will, you know, they are not loyal, they're not faithful, and all that. But I picked a very good one, and I think there's loyal and faithful people everywhere. And the most innocent-looking people that are not army can cheat on you. I had those in the past. I had partners where no one ever thought they would do something like that, and then they did it. Now I have an army guy, a soldier, and he's the most loyal guy possible, you know? So I think it really just depends. Hi Nash, how are you doing? Tennessee? It's gone crazy again. It's crazy again. We had beautiful weather yesterday, right? And I thought, okay, it's getting nice now. I can go back outside. We can go back to the hiking live streams and everything. I got flour on my shirt now. And I was already excited for doing some outdoorsy stuff. Well, guess what? We got severe thunderstorm warnings today. We're on a tornado watch again until 10 p.m. Same old, same old. So we're just back to the bad weather. Enjoy the Oscar shorts you posted earlier. Yay, I'm glad. Yeah, I just felt like making some shorts this morning. I was just getting ready for work and everything, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna make a little shorts because I really enjoy making shorts. It's fun. Hello, Bo. How are you doing? Guten Tag. Yes, you spelled that right. Or with one T for the guten. But you I don't even see that mistake. It does not matter at all. Thank you for speaking German to me. Alles Gute zum Geburtstag, by the way. Happy birthday, Bo. Zum Geburtstag viel Glück. Zum Geburtstag viel Glück. Zum Geburtstag, liebe Bo. Zum Geburtstag viel Glück. Yay. Little German birthday song. I'm going to add a little bit of milk now. And I'm going to add eggs. The most important part of the German pancakes. It's very eggy, if that's a word. I assumed it was the fault of the machines or some such. I just knew something significant was afoot immediately. Yes, it is. It was Marco blocking you. I would have been very, very surprised. I was like, what happened? I was a little worried that something happened while I was not there, but I'm so glad that was just a mistake and a misunderstanding, or just the YouTube machine being weird. And that's not the first time that the YouTube is being weird, right? I think we're all very used to that at that point. You guys have a rough spring. Oh, no. Yeah, it's really... by the way, there's just a hubby in the background. Don't worry if you hear any noises here in my apartment. And yeah, the spring here, it's a rough start. Like usually it's pretty quiet or calm in March and early April. And by the way, guys, I'm just whooping this up now. Or whipping this up. Whooping, whatever, you know what I mean. I never really go with a recipe for my pancakes. I just do it until the consistency looks good. So if you want a recipe, I will definitely share one with you. Like I'll post it under that Pancakes community post, and I give you like instruction about how much I use. But I'm usually just someone that mixes stuff together. I'm using my eyes for recipes instead of anything else. So we have 2 eggs. I think I'm gonna add a third one because I like my pancakes with a little bit more eggs. You can never have too much egg in it. I mean, you probably can, but I just like the flavor of the eggs. It gives it a nice yellow color too. And these ones are from a local farm, so I'm not too worried about eggs when they're from a farm. I don't like the big production or the mass production eggs, just because of what's going on there, in case you didn't know. The egg industry is one of the most cruel industries. They do very bad stuff. They will shred the chickens if they're males because they can't lay eggs and they are not needed for anything. We'll put them in trash bags right after they get born. So please look into the eggs that you are getting. And free range is also not always an indicator that they're happy chickens. So if you have the option, and they're usually not more expensive than store eggs, check out if any farm close to you or like some private person sells eggs. That's always better. Let's scroll back a little bit. Dankeschön. Yeah, Danny spelled it right. Thank you, Bo, for speaking German. I appreciate it. Whipping it up. I always say whipping it up, whipping it up. I'll try to remember that. YouTube is in rough shape after all. Yeah, you can comment on my shorts. But I saw too that I was commenting on the Marcus short and I saw one comment, but I couldn't see that comment. So I had to click on newest and then it would show me your comment, but it was hidden. If you don't click onto that tab of newest comment, you could not see your comment there. It's really weird. What's your favorite show or film? Ooh, that's a tough question. That is a very tough question. I enjoy many genres and many movies. Like, it really depends on what mood I'm in, or yeah, I can't say one film, so you'd have to ask me what's your favorite horror movie, what's your favorite comedy or drama. It really depends. Or do you want to watch a show that you can just watch, in the background, or you really want to be immersed in it, or something you want to binge watch? They all have their different qualities. A show I watched not too long ago. What's your favorite action movie? Oh, that's a good question. Favorite action movie? I definitely like I like a lot of action movies. I hate a lot of action movies too, but I like Baby Driver. I liked Red 2. I like Tomb Raider, Lara Croft. Back then when I was younger. What else? I just saw the movie Warfare, which is not an action movie per se. It's a war movie, but it is a really amazing production. It's very raw. So don't watch it though. I think you're not, you're a little bit too young for that, probably. It's really rough. There's definitely some good action movies out there. I could probably name like 10 more if I had a list in front of my eyes right now, like my Netflix watch list, but for some reason, that's when people are in a car with me and they're like, hey, what music do you like? What music do you want me to play? And I'm like, I know for sure what I like, but if people ask me that,
Not very far away.
I kind of not black out, but I'm like, do you know any music? For some reason, I can't think of anything in that moment. I don't know. I think it just puts me under so much pressure that I can't really think of anything. Do you ever have that? I think it's the weirdest feeling ever. And it always makes me feel so weird because I myself think I'm really good with movies. Like I watch so many movies, so I have a good knowledge of movies or music. But like I said, when I'm like put on the spot, I act like I've never seen a movie before. It's just it's so weird. And then people mention some movies that they like or they've seen. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a really good one. I wish I came up with that movie, but for some reason I can't think of it. But I think that's an American show. I don't think you have any access to that in the UK or in Europe. But there's this really cool show. It's called Pen 15. It's about, so for all the millennials out there, you will love that show. I think for millennials, it's hilarious because the actors are, I think, like 30 or something, like late 20s to 30, early 30s. And they play with middle school kids, and they act or they play their past lives in middle school at their current age with middle school people. And it sounds super weird, and I was like, when I read it, I was like, that sounds really weird. I cannot imagine how that's gonna be. But just them going through their past life experiences, because it's all real stories they're telling and portraying by themselves, like from their real life, like real experiences. And it is so hilarious. So if you haven't seen Pen 15, you all need to watch it. It is so good. The hidden comments are strange. And yours, Bo, by the way, what is yours, your favorite action movie? But having the comment button on your shorts being completely is so random. That is very weird. Didn't you say, Shuriken, that you can't comment under my shorts either? So I always wonder what that is, because I know you and I think Snowberry cannot comment under my shorts either. So I'm really confused why that is. The rough war movies are always a very specific sort of vibe. Not for everyone, for sure. Yeah, definitely not. Yeah, it also depends on if you if you've been in a scenario like that before. I think some people are not able to watch it just because it brings back too many memories. For me, it was okay because I was never in that situation, luckily. But it was, for example, very different from my husband. He was very emotional about it. But for me, it was more like watching something I'm not, emotionally very attached to. Not saying it didn't affect me, like it definitely put me in a certain mood, but didn't pull my heartstrings, if that makes sense. But it was definitely an intense movie. Really good though. So it was not that typical war movie where The Rock just comes out of a house that's just on fire and they're just like saying their cringe slogans or quotes. It's very down to earth, very raw, very realistic. And they worked with on the film set, they worked with the people that were actually in that situation. That was like, I think 18, 19 years ago. I was in Iran, and they worked with the people that were in that battalion, and they asked them, or they not reenacted, but they told them exactly how it all happened. So it was very accurate. I'm getting the pan ready in a second. So the dough is just resting now for a few minutes. So just so the flour thickens up a little bit. So this is how the dough looks like. It needs to be I like it a little bit more liquidy. I don't like it when it's too thick. But sometimes I have to adapt the dough. I make the first one and I can tell it's not firm enough sometimes. And then I just add a little bit more flour, The first one is always not the best one. The not being able to comment on shorts just sounds like a classic list. Yeah, I agree. Bonjour, Alpha. Ça va? And I remember watching Saving Private Ryan with my grandpa. I liked that one back in the day, and he was a pathfinder for the Rangers in the D-Day, so right where the action of the film took place. Oh wow, okay. Yeah, that must have been very intense for him to watch that, I bet. That was a good movie, though. My husband always says I hate war movies, which is not true. I do not hate war movies at all. I think they're very important. And it really just depends on how they portray it. If they romanticize it, first of all, I don't think that's good. And you can tell who's the driving force behind that movie, you know what I'm saying. But if they portray the ugliness of it in not just a heroic way, but also an emotional way, and showing the loss and how much it sucks and how much people should strive to never ever be in that situation or have that ever again, I would say I really think war movies are good. But it really just depends on how it is portrayed, and that's why I think the movie Warfare that's out right now is really, really good. And it's kind of neutral. It's not telling you this is really bad. It's not telling you this is good at all, but it's kind of right in the middle, just very like a documentary almost, So yeah, I like that. I watched that one, and then I watched the Minecraft movie. A couple days before that, I watched The Chosen. And I'm just thinking about what movies I watched in the movie theater lately. There was a horror movie that I watched I can't think of right now. But that's been a while. I think it was called The Strangers. Have you seen that, Shuriken? Like, it's a horror movie with just a couple going into the woods, into a cabin in a weird little village or settlement in Washington. Like, everything is moody and people are grumpy, and then there's this weird pub or diner where people are looking at them in a grumpy way, and this kind of off-grid situation. My grandpa was a really special guy. Analytical.
I don't see you.
That sounds really strong. Yeah. I guess he probably just saw those things in real life that he was not saying untouched by the movie, but probably just.
Guy with the bow is about to kill me.
I also don't want to say that he's desensitized, but just seeing that in real life, probably you're probably just used to it at that point. And like you said, maybe he will just have an analytic way to watch that movie. I'm not saying this is comparable at all or anything like that. I just had an ex-boyfriend. He was an orchestra musician, like a classical musician. And whenever we watched a movie, like Whiplash or any movie that has music in it, he would have a very analytical view, and he would always like watch very closely what's happening there and if it's like accurate, or if they're just acting like they're playing an instrument, or if it's like filmed directly, or if it's if they tune it over, or if they play the audio over the filming, just stuff like that. So I think if you were in those situations before, you have a different view on certain movies.
That's a pickaxe.
But yeah, your grandpa sounds like a very cool guy. I wish I had the opportunity to talk to my grandpa about his times back then, but he passed away when I was pretty young, so I didn't talk about any of those topics with him. Obviously, I was like, I think 8 or 9.
Of course. Oh my God.
But he was
He's just
a captain in the German army. I think he was on the ship during the World War. Max says I'm really analytical about the martial arts in movies. Yes, that too. For example, I had another ex-boyfriend that was a martial arts guy. So he did Wing Chun and Jiu-Jitsu. And and he knew that guy, a guy from Ip Man, for example, that was his trainer. And that guy was playing in Ip Man and then Karate Kid. And he had a very analytical view on that movie too. So whenever I was watching that movie, he was like commenting on everything that was happening in that movie. So I was like, can we just enjoy that movie? But at the same time, it was cool that he had that insight and all that. But I can definitely see that you are very analytical about that too. For me, I don't know if I'm analytical about certain movies. I think, yes, I am. For sure. When people speak English in American movies, if they speak German in American movies, like the German guys, I can tell if they're actually German or if they're not German and they're just actors that learn German. And sometimes they just say the weirdest stuff that doesn't make sense and the weirdest pronunciation. I'm like, can you not just hire a German actor? Would that be so hard? There must be so many Germans out there that you could easily hire for this movie. So that is kind of upsetting to me sometimes. Or if they speak Chinese in movies, I'll listen to what they say or what accent they have. Oh, that's okay. Thank you, Shuriken. It's okay. I never really had grandparents, for the longest time, so I'm really okay with that. I only had my grandma, and she was amazing, and I had her for quite a while. So, hi, King Bill. I fixed the moderator issue on my stream. For some reason, you did not show any longer. I wonder what happened. Yeah, sometimes YouTube is just weird. 2 Bratwürste gefuttert. Nice, Marco just ate 2 Bratwurst. Good for you. Very good. I will show you the magical berry in a second. By the way, I don't want to forget about it. Just bring it up real quick. Colton, my husband, found a magical berry. He brought that yesterday to me into the bedroom. I was taking a nap because I had a massive migraine. And he just came into the bedroom with a berry, like a freeze-dried berry. And he was like, this is a magic berry. And I was like, I don't know if I want to eat a magical berry. It sounds very wrong. But I tried it, and I'll show you in a second. When I was in Germany, I spoke to many German World War II veterans. Oh, wow. Yeah, that is really cool. That's very special, Christopher. That must have been a very interesting conversation for sure. I'm glad you had that opportunity. I still watch American movies with subtitles, sometimes on our TV. Yeah, that's a question I have for you, Marco. Do you ever watch anything dubbed in German? Because as Germans, we're very spoiled when it comes to movies. And it's also a reason why we have such a hardcore accent, because we don't grow up with English movies. Like all shows, all movies are always dubbed in German, so we don't have to watch them in English, other than Scandinavian people, for example. That's why they have such a great pronunciation, in my opinion, because they grow up with English movies and English shows. And we don't have that. Ours is always dubbed, which really sucks in my opinion, because it's not good for you, because it makes it so easy and you don't really learn the language very well. So I don't think it's good that we do that. And I always watch my movies in English nowadays. But I have the subtitles on too, like it's always automatically on, like the subtitles, because sometimes people have like a weird accent or, like a Boston accent or something that I can't really understand very well. Or like a super Texan accent, I struggle with those sometimes. No worries at all, sir. I'm just glad it was something that could be fixed. Me too. I'm very glad. I don't know how I can fix that glitch with you, Shuriken, because I don't see anything weird. Like it doesn't show me anything, so I'm very confused why that is, that you can't comment. Yeah, British English is even harder for me to follow. It is funny because British English used to be so easy for me to understand and never had any issues with it. But now American English is much easier for me. And I had such a hard time understanding English movies when they were American, because for me it was a lot of mumbling and not as enunciated. But now I really understand it very well, I guess. Thanks to my husband and, just living here, obviously, and being around it. So, guys, let me show you this magical berry, and let me tell you what this magical berry does. I could not believe it, and I still can't believe it. I have only tried it once, but I'll try it again for you guys for the second time now. This berry is called a miracle berry. It's called Ladidi berry, Syncephalum dulcificum in Latin. And I don't know where it's from, but I will find out. I wanna Google this real quick. And it looks like this. Just like a, kind of like a cranberry almost. But I wanna look this up real quick and show you guys where it's from. Okay. I'll just read to you the Wikipedia real quick, just a little bit. Syncephalum dulcificum is a plant in the Sapotacea family native to tropical Africa. It is known for its berry that, when eaten, causes sour foods. Listen, guys, causes sour foods such as lemons and limes, subsequently consumed to taste sweet. So, if you eat the berry, everything you will eat afterwards, no matter what it is, especially when it's sour, will taste sweet. And I could not believe that. This effect is due to miraculin, common names for this species, and its berry include miracle fruit, miracle berry, miraculous berry, sweet berry. And in West Africa, where the species originates, Tami, blah, blah, blah. The berry itself has a low sugar content, just a mildly sweet tang, which is true. So when you eat it, I'll show you. So here, and please don't eat it if you, I don't know if anyone might be allergic to it. I'm luckily not allergic. I trusted my husband, I just ate it. I was a little bit concerned when he said, here's a magical berry, please try it. And I was like, what is this? Because it might just be me being German, or I'm just very, I don't know. I don't really like surprises very much. So I was like, what is this? I need to know the name. I need to know what it does. I need to know where it's from. Why should I eat this? Where did you get that from? All those questions. He was like, can you just trust me and just eat it? So I did. So I ate this little berry, only half.
How much time before you spawn?
Freeze dried. Just want to show you. And you let it sit on your tongue. From the deep south. I know, isn't there this one horror movie where the guy plays a banjo? Isn't that from the deep south? Oh, you know those shuriken? How cool. I had no idea what that is. Appalachian language is so cool, Marco. The donkey. Filed for disability leave, by the way. Next week in the audio files. Okay, nice. Okay, I'm eating the berry right now. It's gone. So the freeze-dried consistency is kind of weird, but it's really good. The fruit itself is super mild. It tastes like eating a dried piece of apple. That's the most I can compare it to. It's just like an apple, but a little bit of a berry hint. Like, yummy. Better than an apple. I don't like apples very much. Okay, not sweet at all. Like very neutral. So now I will eat something. Let me find something. Like a pepper. I'll be back, guys. I'm gonna squeeze some lemon into my water. Okay, I squeezed half a lime into this water, right? And added some sparkling water. And now I'm gonna drink this, and this is just the lemon and water. I wish I could show you this, but I can only explain it. But this tastes like the sweetest lemonade I've ever tried. It is so sweet. So everything that you will eat after this, I got this piece of pepper, just bell pepper. And this tastes like I'm eating a piece of candy right now. I'm not kidding you. It is so crazy. I still can't believe it, honestly. But this tastes like a piece of candy. And the effect lasts for 30 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
So everything you will eat after this will taste sweet.
That's wild.
Especially if it's sour. That's so good. Anyways. Write some ASMR. Deliverance, when was it the world premiere? Ah, Deliverance. Oh, she was at the world premiere? How fun. Yeah, I still need to watch Deliverance. I know everyone talks about that movie here. Like Friends. I hate this light. That's awesome. I think Mac wants us to get some now, but I need to run for a few. Sure. And you should try it, Shuriken, just as an experience. It's crazy. It's not, Christopher, it's sweet. Like everything you will eat after this berry will taste like you're eating a piece of like Twizzlers or something. Even sweeter. It's just, I don't know. It is a miracle berry. It's called miracle berry, and I totally agree. This thing is a miracle. Let's get our spoons ready and let's get cooking. Let's flip our pancakes. I think this should be an okay angle for you guys. I got my pancake dough over here. I'm gonna add a ladle to it.
Oh, he knows I'm here. No.
Christopher from Germany? No, Christopher's not from, he was in Germany. He lived in Germany for 2 years. So, I mean, technically, yes, he is also from Germany. But he is from Ohio.
Oh shit, he got me.
Like you.
Yeah.
So, I love how we have so many Ohio people here. We have Funny, we have you, Marco, we have Christopher, we have Richard. Isn't Richard also from Ohio? I think we got quite a few people from Ohio now, which is really cool. By the way, if you want to make it super German, I give you a tip. Add a little bit of sparkling water, carbonated water, whatever you want to call it, mineral water, into the dough. That's what Germans do. We make it extra fluffy. My grandma swore by it. So you can add a little bit of sparkling water to your pancake dough, but you definitely don't have to. And of course, add a lot of butter to your pan. Unfortunately, I don't have much butter anymore. That's why I'm using avocado oil right now, or you can use coconut oil. But butter makes it more authentic and tastes better. Yeah, Christopher was stationed in close to where I lived in Germany, Marco, where I studied, close to Würzburg. Stuck in Ohio, 85 and 86. But you haven't been back in Germany in a long time either, Marco, right? When's the last time you were in Germany? I'm going to add a little bit of dough to our pan. Let me show you guys.
That's cool.
I hope it's hot enough.
Probably.
Yes. It's hot.
Straight out of it.
I like to make them pretty thin. I'm trying to spread it out. And we will see if the consistency is right. If not, we always got some flour that we can add later on. That's what I love about cooking. You can always add something, or, well, you can never take out salt, so if your food is too salty, you messed up. But although there is ways, sometimes you can take out salt a little bit by either stretching the portion, make it a bigger portion, add some water or cream or milk. But if it's not salt, you know, there's not much you can do wrong, honestly. So I can't find this. I know you can't. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Would you like to go back, Marco? That's the question. Because I know you said you don't necessarily miss Germany much, right? I mean, yeah, your family and probably just the Heimat, you know, I believe everyone would do. Hi, Fanny, are you coming for some pancakes? Your German neighbor is making pancakes. I hope you can smell it in the hallway. Although not yet, it's the first one, so it'll take a while until you can smell it. Not really. Yeah. My husband asked me the same question. He's like, if you didn't have family there, you think you would miss Germany very much? And you said something right last time, or something I could relate to, that the feeling of missing something will go away after you didn't have it for a while, or you didn't, or just being away from it at one point. How did you call it, Marco? You had a certain way, or a certain word, how you described it, like that feeling. Ooh, that's looking good. It's sizzling. Except for visiting your parents. Same for me, exactly. I do miss my dad more than anything, and my sister. My friends, I miss too, in case someone's watching it, but probably not. I do miss my friends too, obviously. But I also think my friends, since I'm always the one going back to Germany, I think my friends could also come to America to visit me. Just a little hint. But yeah, my family for sure. And my family can't fly, unfortunately, so I don't blame them at all. My dad is bound to a wheelchair, and my sister works a lot, so she can't fly. So I don't mind visiting them. And I can't wait to go there next time. But the country itself, I don't really miss that much. You're pushing 60 years old, you still think you're 25? Age is just a number. It's just something to put into your passport or into your driver's license. You're always as old as you feel like. That's what I believe. I have friends that are 60, I have friends that are 80 something. I have friends that are 20, you know. I think age really just is a number in the end. And like someone said there was a theory about time and age. That time is like a virus that makes the body deteriorate, or all life forms, not all, but most. There's some life forms that are immortal. There's this really crazy jellyfish. I don't know if you heard about it. I think more research should be done on that thing. There's this crazy jellyfish, and a jellyfish never dies. It can turn into a polyp or like a barnacle kind of thing, and from that stage it can turn back into a jellyfish, and it can do that forever. So I thought that is really crazy. So if people tell me there's no such thing as immortality, I think there's just no research done on it, or not enough. I think there's definitely ways. I follow this longevity expert guy. He's the founder of the app Venmo, like the money app Venmo. He used to be a Mormon. He grew up as a Mormon. And he's trying to figure out immortality or just longevity, just like trying to expand it as much as possible. And he's doing all this crazy shit, right? He's doing therapies, and he's doing he's spending millions of dollars. I think there's so many YouTube videos about him now. I even got some stuff in my fridge from him, but I want to make a YouTube video about that for you guys before I open that. But he slowed down his aging. So every person ages, right? Your telomeres, like your chromosomes, the telomeres will shorten day by day, year by year, like a little bit. And once your cells don't have enough telomeres anymore, that's when the body will give up and can't survive or live any longer.
Oh, dude.
But he slowed down that process for himself by doing all this crazy stuff, like all the things that he takes, the therapies he does, the workouts, the sleep routine. He has everything is like he calls a blueprint. He has a blueprint protocol, what he follows, just to extend his lifespan. And he slowed down his aging immensely. So he's every year, a normal person would age 1 year, right? In 1 year, he only ages 0.5 years. So he only ages half a year, which is partly why I think that age is really just a number, because you can change the speed of aging. So not everyone is the same age, in my opinion. Yes, chronologically, for like I said, for your passport, for just your papers, because you need to tell people when you were born, right? And this is your chronological age. But I don't think your physical or biological age is the same for everyone. There's so many biomarkers going into that equation that you can't simplify it like that and say everyone ages the same at the same speed. This is simply not true. That's all scientifically proven. Not saying that immortality is possible, not saying that it's proven. That's just me thinking that it might be possible. Immortality would be the end of this planet. I think so too, because we know what people would be the first ones that would get that, right? Because it would require a lot of financial efforts or a lot of money. It's just not possible for normal people. The constant, you can slow down aging. You mean fasting? Yes, you can, or below 1,000 calories. I definitely agree with what you said. There's definitely ways how you can do that. Fasting is one of them. Get another pancake. Pancake, anyone? I wish I could share that with you, by the way. A calorie deficit is definitely contributing to longevity according to science. Just eating like a little bit less than you need, just slightly. I think like, take that with a grain of salt, not an expert at all. I think like 20% less than what you should probably eat, according to most people. Just being slightly in a deficit. I don't know if that is good long term. I don't know if you should do that long term, but there's definitely things you can do, like this longevity village in Okinawa in Japan, where they have the most centenarians, 100-year-old people in the world. Another one is Icaria in Greece, and Sardinia in Italy, and I forgot the other ones. One was in South America, like the blue zones. And they do that too, and especially Japanese people, they say only eat until you're 80% full. I think they call it hachiban or something. Yeah, eat until you're 80% full, and never eat until you're like full. So that basically describes what you just said, Marco. Heavy smokers lose 10 to 15 years of lifetime.
I'm so tired.
Yeah, didn't it say, like a study say that every cigarette you basically give up 10 minutes of your life? French crepes, yeah, very close to French crepes, it's true. They're not as thin. I wish I like them very thin, so I would make them thinner if I could. But I think this is already pretty thin compared to American pancakes. I like them like that. How can you cook and stream at the same time? I don't know. I'm used to it. I cook a lot with people or when people talk to me, and so everyone stay active, stay moving, and try to keep healthy. Avoid bad habits that keep you lacking motivation. Yes. Get pets and walk daily. Very, very smart idea or input, Christopher, or important. I agree. There was also a study done about Japanese people because they're usually very active. They go out into parks and work out together, even in old age, right? I'm not saying it's just Japanese people, but it's just like common practice for them to be very outdoorsy with each other, go out and work out in parks or dance and stuff. And farming is a big part of it, or gardening, because a lot of people, going back to Okinawa now, have farms there and gardens, and they grow their own vegetables. And they say that keeps you very active, and it's also contributing to your ikigai, right? Like your reason for living, or it's its own word, I can't just explain it like that, but ikigai, basically what keeps you motivated to stay alive. Something that gives you a reason to live. Martin Heidegger's idea of I need to imagine that's what I have to do. Lived in Tokyo for 18 months. Very cool, Gerard. How did you like it? I would love to live in Japan for a little bit or just go there. I think it is so interesting. I lived in China for a little bit, but never in Japan. I would have had the opportunity to go with university if I took a seminar. Some of my classmates took Japanese as an extra curriculum seminar, or not extra curriculum, but you could take Japanese classes as well. But I didn't, and I really regret it. Now I would if I could go back in time. I also like my pancakes very light colored. I don't like them when they're too dark. So I prefer them very pale. But yeah, I would go to Japan anytime if I could. I always joke to my husband, do you guys know PewDiePie? He's one of the biggest streamers in the world. And he's Swedish, and he moved to Japan with his wife, and they have a kid there. And they're having a great time as far as I can see. And I would love living in Japan one day and having like my own tea field and all that, and my own garden in one of those old houses. Have you heard about those houses? Aren't they called Akira houses or something? Like those houses they're giving away for cheap because they're abandoned, and they're trying to get more people to move to Japan because they're having kind of what Germany has, just like not enough kids getting born. Good thing almost nobody smokes in the US compared to Germany. That is true. In Germany, a lot of people smoke. That's crazy. Now that I think about that. They don't have any answers. Teaching English. Oh, you were teaching English in Tokyo. Very cool. Hi, Shuriken. Welcome back. We just talked about longevity, people, immortality, a jellyfish that never dies, that can turn into a polyp and come back to lie, or can turn back into a jellyfish, and the other way around, and he just keeps doing that. Okinawa and Japan, people's lifestyles there, and how many centenarians they have, and those pancakes look awesome. Thank you. They're egg heavy, yes. I can tell that you're a cook yourself. Otherwise, you would not be able to see that. So Shuriken is a chef himself. I didn't understand the class system. You mean in Japan you didn't understand the class system? Can you elaborate on that, Gerard? What you mean? Tobacco has over 200. I know. I know tobacco is so bad, and still it's not really seen in a bad way as much as the broccoli, for example. Underpopulated areas, yeah. Yeah. For everyone that's not German, we have like a thing going on for East Germany. I don't know if it's still a thing, Marco, maybe you know more about that. But West Germany, people in Western Germany have to pay more taxes. Isn't it called Solidaritätssteuer, Marco? So we have to pay more taxes for the East because they had a harder time to grow economically, while the West was more established at times because we didn't have the whole DDR thing going on, right? So we have to pay higher taxes in West Germany, but I don't take it with a grain of salt again because I'm not sure if we still do that or not. Nothing but old people there. Yeah, I mean, most people really, there's not that many opportunities compared to other Bundesländer, other provinces or states in Germany. I don't know how to translate Bundesland in English. I do love to cook, I can tell. I worked in Bangkok for 2 years prior to going to Japan. Oh wow. Did you teach English in Bangkok as well, Gerard? It sounds like you had a very interesting life. Solidaritätsabgabe, yes. Look at that word, everyone, please. Solidaritätsabgabe. That's a typical German word. We have very long words, and if you think that is long, there is much longer ones than that. The Japanese hated Thai. Oh. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on, people not liking certain people. We have that in Germany too. Where I'm from, people are not very fond of Swiss people, for example. In China, people didn't really like certain people too. They were they liked German people a lot, surprisingly, because in many countries, Germans are not very popular, or we always have to deal with the, stereotypes or our history, right? Marco can sing a song about it, and I can too. But in China, people were very welcoming, and they're like, wow, Germany is such a strong country and economically strong. And they made you feel really good about being German. Like, they never said anything bad about our history. So I was very pleasantly surprised by that. And I know I only have good things to say about my time there. Obviously, not only good things, that is not true. But I was just very glad how welcoming everyone was and how friendly, and so many amazing people, like full of life energy and happy and active. And I barely saw anyone inside. Everyone's just outside, even if they just sit in a park or on the side of the road in front of the house. They're all just like communicating, playing mahjong or cards. You know, very much about community. And in Germany, old people are usually by themselves, very lonely, and the kids are oftentimes very career driven and not around, from what I know or hear. Not everyone, obviously, there's differences, but family and community plays a huge role in Asian countries, which I really love. Similar to Italy or South European countries. The Japanese population crisis is really getting serious. Yeah, we have the same thing in Germany. The loneliness epidemic too in Japan. Yeah, Japanese, especially men, because there's more men, I think, in Asia in general, because families want to have male children and not female children, so there's more males than females. So it's hard for men to find a partner sometimes. Were Germans on your travels? You like Germans on your travels? Nice. East Germans and West Germans often similar issue. I'm not gonna pronounce that party, just in case. Yeah, it's a weird party. I don't know what to think of it. Some older Japanese people are a little salty about Koreans. My sensei was. You're afraid? Well, there's a lot of historical conflict between Japan and Korea. A lot of going back very, very, very early to cultural inappropriation. Is that the right word I'm looking for? And wars and it was so interesting. Like those seminars were by far my favorites in university. It's so cool to learn all that and how far the history goes back and how many wars they had. And not saying it was cool that they had that, just learning about it, And yeah, not very peaceful times back then. Very, very rough times. The whole periods back then. Edo. What is the question? I did learn something new. Red light does not affect your night vision once the eyes are adjusted to the dark. Yeah, that's why the army uses red light. So my husband, in the evening when his son was on missions, he could only use red light. And when I watched the movie with my friends recently, we sometimes have like some LED lights on in the background, and usually we do blue. But for that one horror movie, we did red light, and it was so soothing to my eyes. Like as soon as they turned it on, I was like, oh wow, this feels real good. So yeah, I think red light is it's a really nice light. Not to be mistaken by the red light, if you know what I mean. Welcome to Germany. My husband was very shocked when I took him into that district that had a reddish light. Trying to not say that out loud. That's fascinating, right? That's why soldiers have that red filter for the flashlight. Exactly, Shuriken, what I just said. They have the red flashlights, and also on their helmets up here, they got the red one.
Somebody's eating something here.
And also because red light cannot be seen from far, so if the enemy, so to say, is watching you or looking out for you, red light cannot be spotted as normal light can. It's just safety reasons as well. I foresee a bad scenario. The world might get split between China and the USA. That is politics. But I have a similar feeling, Marco. I also we don't really do politics on my channel, on your channel, Marco, I know. But sometimes it's okay to just, quickly talk about a topic or so. Just exchange opinions. I think it's really important or interesting. So I was a little torn, but I think so America signed the treaty with China, the papers, that they believe in the one China policy, right? There's just one China, basically saying they think that Taiwan also belongs to China. So that is on paper. At the same time, they say to Taiwan, in case any conflict will ever happen, we got your back. So if anyone ever does something to you to take away your sovereignty, we have your back. So basically, they're trying to, do a split between, like they're with one leg they're here, with one leg they're there. So what is your opinion? What side are you on? I'm not saying you need to be on one side. I don't think that is always good to be always on one side. I think it's good to have both opinions, or to be able to hear both sides. I think it's very important, and that should happen more often. But it is just a little conflicting, in my opinion. The Japanese used to use physical trophies to gain military prestige. While during the Imjin War in Korea, they took so many trophies that they had to switch to just... that is terrible. Yeah. Rough times. Let's be glad that we are alive today. I never experienced a hateful person towards me in all my countries I visited. I have been to many. That is great. Happy to hear that, Christopher. And that's how it should be, because people should never be hateful towards anyone, just because they're from like this country or another country or anything, before they know a person. So I'm glad you never experienced anything bad. So far I've been lucky too, with most countries. My friends is from... If it returns to Europe, who will be to blame for that? Yeah, in England there's a lot of protests going on right now. They have a big issue with people against immigration. Ouch. That was hot. And I can definitely I don't say understand it. It's just not easy. It's not an easy answer to that. Like, is it bad or good? There's no one answer to that. But definitely something needs to change to ensure safety on both sides, I would say. But it's just all I'm going to say to that. I'm not trying to make this political at all. India is important too, since Mumbai has become the capital. Oh yeah, India has always been important, I think. They do so much manufacturing in general. Same with like clothing and all the fabrics or other stuff. Shoes, a lot of clothing comes from India. I never have. Okay, good. Every fool outsourced the fabrication of almonds to Mumbai, India. By the way, have you guys seen the movie Slumdog Millionaire? I rewatched that with my husband recently. It is a rough movie. And Shuriken, you said you watched the movie Monkey Man, right? It was with the same actor from Slumdog Millionaire. I really liked that scene where he went to that temple where he lived with the people. I don't know if I can say that word. That were men but living as women. You know what I mean? I don't want to use that word. I don't know how the AI is gonna react to that. My European Norwegian friend doesn't see it. He and many on the left are blind. I think the left and right both don't have the right view on things. I think there needs to be something that will make both sides happy, somewhere in the middle, because you can't just blame the people coming to the country for I mean, you can blame them for doing crimes, for sure. I'm not saying that at all. Like, if you do a crime, you're not welcomed there because no one's forcing you to do a crime, right? But just being against immigration is, in my opinion, not good. That is wrong. And you also have to think about, not talking about you, Gerard, I'm just saying in general, we need to think about why people are leaving their countries, you know, and our countries, same in Germany, we contribute to their life situation in those countries to be very effed up, you know, like they have a lot of issues because of wealthy countries going there for resources and all that. So it is just not an easy solution at all. An easy solution would to be for the world leaders to try to make sure world hunger ends and we split our wealth with other people and try to make this world a livable place for everyone. A world full of compassion and understanding towards each other. But I think that is a utopia, unfortunately, for nowadays, at least. So it is, yeah. Well, they are doing very well, yeah, because people are upset about a lot of things that are happening, a lot of bad things. So I'm not saying that it's good, and those bad things are not supposed to happen, and we need to be much stricter with a lot of regulations. Like some things are just mind-boggling to me why they're even able to happen. So I think Germany just has this historical guilt or whatever that's called. There's like a word for it, where we feel like we can only be welcoming and we cannot be strict just because of our history. I think that's like a big thing for us. So we're always scared to imply regulations that other countries would imply without even thinking about it. So it is not easy. I'm definitely not at all a fan of that party that you mentioned. I would never vote for them, but I would also never support any ideas of the other parties. I think everything is just not good right now. You just asked the magic 8-ball. It said not likely, gonna send it back to Emma. That's good. Yeah, just tell him it doesn't work. You want a new one. Protest voters, not because about the program. Yeah, I think the program is actually really shitty for the most part. There might be, I honestly have not even looked into it because I know I would never vote for them. Not saying they should not be allowed to exist because democracy and blah, blah, blah. So I guess everyone has the right to exist unless they become like a public danger or anything. But yeah, it's not easy, guys. It is not easy. We will not find a solution to that issue tonight, unfortunately. By the way, isn't it a nice round pancake? Show you. I got a little pile here going on. Are they healthy? Not really, but they're yummy. So, and I went to the gym, so I can eat a little pancake tonight without feeling bad for it.
Can you make electronic clocks work? Can you make electronic clocks work?
I wish I had one of those crab pans, but I don't want to get one just for crabs because I hate having too much stuff in my kitchen or in my house in general. I'm trying to get equipment for all that stuff that you make once a year. But you would agree, Green. I don't think they have a lot of, yeah, greens. I don't know. First of all, I would never tell you what I voted because that is a very private thing. It's considered very rude in Germany to ask people what you voted for, and no one would ever answer that question. Same thing with asking someone's salary or something. So that is a big no-no for a German. And secondly, I don't know. Do you know the program of the Green, Gerard? I don't know myself at the moment because I'm not in Germany and I don't have the letter voting, like where I can send per mail. I didn't ask for it just because there's so much stuff going on here in America where I live right now that I really don't have the mental capacity to read myself into every party's program and to see what I think would be best. So yeah, I didn't vote for anything, Gerard. You can put strawberry marmalade on top of the pancakes. Yes, I love strawberry marmalade or blackberry marmalade or apricot. But I think today is gonna be an hazelnut spread kind of day. I've been craving that for a while. Yes, both is bad for you in the long run, I agree. I would say. You can put balance makes things go best. Yes, I wish there was, like in America, I wish there was a party that is not here and not there, but here that's trying to serve the majority and the normal people. But that's just politics again, so I try to stay out of that here on the channel. No, it does not, of course. Gerard does not just come from that side. It can come from both sides, obviously. Did you make a hat? This one? This has cigarettes, because we just talked about cigarettes. It's funny that I have cigarettes on my head. I'm not a smoker. I bought that in Hong Kong because I needed a hat when I was there, and I bought two. One was that with the fingers, and one was a hat that had a fish as a head and a man's legs with the in between the legs part of the man. So a fish with legs and a fish head. It looked kind of silly, but I like silly stuff. And those are by Hong Kong artists. It's like an art district that I bought it from. And apparently they have some meaning. It's like not a gang thing, but kinda like more like music related or art related. So depends on what you're wearing. You're like for this or this group. But I don't know anything about it. I just thought it looks cool. By definition, is it an extreme? Gas is now below $3 a gallon. Happy Princess. What kind of gas are you getting, Marco? I should know because I always watch your streams, but sometimes I just forget about those things. Because in Germany we have different kinds of gases. I always got the E10 for my car, the really bad one, like the ethanol. My husband still makes fun of that because he thinks it's so bad for your car. He can't believe that I got ethanol for my car. And it's just cheap, and I didn't know much about cars, so I was like, whatever is cheap is what my car is gonna get, or the family car, not my car. I didn't have my own car. It is still considered normal in Germany to only have one car per family. Can you believe that? So when my husband said or when he said back then, when I first got here, now we have to get you a car, I was like, get me a car? I'll get a car when I can afford it, when I can pay it out of pocket, when I saved up all the money for it. what's the point of me getting a car? We can just go places together, right? And I can take the bus or walk places. Well, little did I know that it's not very walkable here. It's not easy things to talk about. Just want everyone to get involved and really understand and deeply appreciate and deep dive into what is important to you and your community and family. I could not agree more with what you said, Christopher. I agree. I feel like now it's almost like, not like a religion, but people are kind of like brisk themselves. Is that a word for it? Like they have those stickers everywhere and they call, it's almost unhealthy that they like identify themselves with a certain party or politician. I don't think that is good because, like you said, you should think about your own family, what's good for you, and you should always question people's intents and like when it comes to politicians. And yeah, be a little bit more critical about the whole thing. But yeah, let's stop the politics. 262 actually. Okay, that's more expensive than here. I think here it's 240 or something around that. Well, Sacris, yes, I agree. They would deny that. I don't know about that. I will order a hat saying "Make America V8 Again." Very cool. I'm probably gonna make an Oscar hat pretty soon, in case you wanna add an Oscar hat to your collection. And I need one from you, Marco. That's like something with an alien or something silly. Probably not V8 because I'm not a car person. Although it refers to your channel, so I would have that reference without having to be a car person, so I guess. But if you could make different ones, like different styles or different sayings, I would definitely like that. So another little fella is leaving the pan. And now on to the last one, guys. We made it. Isn't that oddly satisfying? I just love the consistency of pancake dough.
Alright, let's go inside and take all my shit.
Getting a little storm right now. The usual wind, thunder, and rain. Yes, it's been going on forever, hasn't it? It's crazy. It's just non-stop storms at the moment. Like the whole March and April, just wild. Premium plus only. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. 5 liter V8 for Fiat 500. The end is near. Yeah, I said that. I want to see you in a Fiat 500 Marco one day. Or maybe I don't, because like you said, the end will be near if that ever happens. What's your opinion on the Fiat 500 Marco? I want to hear. Let's hear from you. Is it the goofiest car ever made? Or what is the goofiest? Let's start by goofiest looking car ever made, or just the dumbest car ever made. Do we have a candidate for that? Sonst klopft der Motor. E10 is not cheap as it contains 20% less energy, so your gas consumption goes up by 20% respectively. Can't talk anymore. Oh, okay. I did not know. I wish I knew you earlier, Marco. Oh man. Oh well. I learned something now and new now. So next time I go to Germany and have a rental car, I'm not gonna get E10.
Oh shit. Yep.
Jura likes our ASMR.
Where's he at?
If you make Oscar hat, I first in line to buying one. Yay. That's cool. You can wear it maybe for gardening to block the sun out of your face. Are you guys hat wearers? Do you like wearing hats? Or what is anything that you would like an Oscar merch or anything like that? Would you like a t-shirt or a hat? Anything is possible, as Marco always says. But yeah, you know what I'm gonna do now? I'm gonna enjoy a pancake with you guys, and I'm gonna add some hazelnut spread to it. And let's try how it turned out. Kote,
Yes.
where's the Nutella?
I have no idea.
Did you throw it away?
Why would I throw it away?
I found it.
I know.
I thought my husband threw away my Nutella just because he doesn't want me to eat sugar. Because I know I shouldn't eat sugar and I'm trying to avoid it, but sometimes just a little treat. Take you guys with me. I'll put you here. Let's try. Making coffee mugs and stickers merch right now. Very cool. I am gonna make the coffee mugs too, and I'm trying to make them a little silly. Would you like it a little bit more like cute, or like a little like punny or silly? I think I prefer silly or a little, I don't know, we'll see. I'll put some stuff out there. It's probably still a long way to go until I'm even able to like add a shop or something to my YouTube, and it's also not a priority at all. I just think it would be fun to make them because I like making hats or t-shirts myself in general, so I would not be opposed to it. Look at that greasy pancake, yummy in my tummy. You know what I always wanted to make? Have you seen those pictures of those? There's ones with matcha. I think those matcha millefeuille, I think that's what they're called. Millefeuille cakes, like those crepe pancake cakes that you layer with matcha cream. But there's also Nutella ones or hazelnut spread pancake cakes, and I always want to make that like a big pile and just basically like this, but you have to add a layer of Nutella between all of those and then just cut it into pieces. But what we in Germany like to do, we just put some Nutella on or some jam, usually like strawberry, which is really recommendable. It's so good with strawberry jam, like Marco already said. But we like to roll up our pancakes into a little roll. Okay, that is very good. That honestly almost katapultierte mich in die Heimat. That almost brought me back home. Just trying that German pancake with Nutella just tastes like I'm on a German Christmas market right now. Very nostalgic. It is so good. I wish I could give you all a pancake. We have 8 people here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, stop it. I have 1 pancake myself, and there's 8 people in the stream right now, and I have 8 pancakes all together. What a coincidence is that? So I'm eating 1 pancake for all of you guys. So good. It's unusually warm here. Where are you from, Gerard, if I may ask you? Are you from the south or the north? The wind gusts are really going nuts right now. Shuriken, I think this is the storm that just came through here. It was insane. It was so strong. I was about to grab my bags and go to the church nearby to take shelter because I really felt like a tornado was brewing up. The winds were just like ripping on the roof, and even the windows, I could see the windows shaking. So I think this is the wind that we had like 3 hours ago, so it's probably coming towards you now because it's moving southeast, I believe, from us. Just a line of storms coming through. But it says the potential for tornadoes is very low today. Maybe a Fiat 500 for into the trunk of my V8. I'm wearing shorts and ranting about the summer of 76. A smart car, maybe. You think it's silly? A lot of people here in Tennessee or here in the town or Nashville, because it's hard to park in Nashville, a lot of them have smart cars. I also seen them a lot in Germany in cities because it's just easy to park with them. And people would park in a parallel parking spot, but facing the front, like basically parking normal, but on a parallel parking spot. And that became a big issue, and people started, or police started handing out tickets to those smart car drivers because that is not according to traffic law. The Hugos. Are you guys referring to summer of 76? Yes, I would like that too, Gerard. If that could stop in Ukraine, for sure. I'm definitely a fan of that. Baseball cap wearer. Okay, perfect. So it's definitely gonna be baseball caps then for us. Because we're all on the same team. Team baseball cap. Me too. I love wearing them. Always hats and t-shirts. Okay, I agree. You can never have too many shirts and hats according to mood and outfit and weather. 2 million. Yes. I agree, Gerard is completely senseless and it's all just simply stupid. They are so different. A close call with the Nutella. It was. I didn't see it for the first moment. I was like, someone threw away my Nutella. My good old Nutella. Eating stream now. Marco. Like Shuriken said. Shuriken, by the way, that was a simple joke, but hilarious. Sometimes the simplest jokes are the best ones. So when you wrote pans only, that really made me chuckle at work. That was really funny. So maybe we'll have a pants only, or only pants merch. And you'll get one for free, obviously, since you came up with that saying. I think that'd be fun. Yeah, I'm eating a second one. Feel free to judge, I don't care. Honey, of course. Honey would be good on it too. I agree. Oh yeah, I didn't think of that. I usually do cinnamon and sugar, or strawberry jam, or Nutella. Nutella is usually my favorite, just because it's so, I'm just reminiscing about Christmas markets in Germany. That's what we usually eat there.
It's probably because you
Looks sublime. That's a cool word to say about pancakes. A sublime pancake roll. Or as you say in German, Pfannkuchen. If you want to learn a German word, Pfann, like pan, and then cake is Kuchen. With a nice CH, so you do a little bit of a throat clearing. The Pfannkuchen. Buckwheat pancakes before? I have. I have ate them before. Those are the OG crepes. They're made with buckwheat flour. You're right, Christopher. They're delicious. Especially if you put Nutella on those. I know I'm a little bit obsessed with Nutella. And I'm not... yeah, I just like Nutella a lot. Always did as a kid. Or just hazelnut cream in general. I don't really like the brand Nutella. There's better ones out there in Germany. Like, better companies. But here I haven't seen them. It's getting a little dark on this side. Oh, sorry guys. I just realized my microphone was turned off for some reason. Maybe it was my finger. But yeah, I'm still here, sorry. I just said that I like the idea that Shuriken just brought up, people being polite here. That's very much appreciated, because we all like being treated politely. So let's just be polite to each other. Pilsner. Drinking a few too many Pilsner. Or some Guinness. Few too many Guinness. It's late in Manchester, isn't it? It's nighttime. The Christmas markets in Germany are very nice. I agree. Christmas market in downtown Kitzing. A big fire in town square and all the businesses opened. Wonderful Christmas away from home. I remember. Oh, you were drinking a few too many Pilsners. Okay, I get it now. That's funny. That sounds like a cool story. I love Christmas markets too. I just love the handcrafted stuff they're selling. Just a lot of like woodwork or beeswax candles, or just handmade foods and from scratch, and a lot of like crepes or pancakes. I'll definitely, next time I go to Germany for Christmas, I'll do a Christmas market live stream with you guys. I think that would be very fun. And I'll show you all the foods and we'll try all the foods together. It's 1:20. Oh wow. Oh yeah, you are an hour earlier in Germany. I just had to think. In Manchester. I bet you have a cool accent, Gerard. I like the Manchester accent. I had a friend that lived close to Manchester. and he had the coolest accent. I miss him. He was a cool guy, but sometimes it just happens that friendships just get lost or you don't stay in contact. He is a very fun guy. He always went camping by himself. He's a very outdoorsy person.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Yeah, okay. We'll definitely do that.
Therefore, triangle strong.
Guinness is a wonderful beer in terms of big production. I love Guinness. I like ales in general. I like them better than bright or lighter colored beers. I think it just has more flavor. It's just more hearty. Glühwein, £5 a glass. Yes. Glühwein is pretty pricey, not gonna lie. And then you have to pay the fine for the glass, like a renting fee. You get a bag, but yeah, it is definitely expensive. But it's good. I like it. I like the white Glühwein better than the red one. Have you guys ever had Glühwein? Glühwein is mulled wine, so wine that is infused with spices. You cook it for hours with cinnamon sticks and star anise, piment, I think, and I don't even know what else goes in there. A lot of stuff. I personally like the non-alcoholic version a little bit better. It's called Kinderpunsch or Children's Punch. That's how it's called if you translate it, which is weird, I guess. But it's what us children drink during Christmas. And I think it's better than Glühwein, so I still drink it sometimes when I'm there. And it's hibiscus tea. Like you probably you know hibiscus tea. I hope everyone else knows hibiscus tea. It's like a fruity flavored tea made from hibiscus flowers. And then we add orange or blood orange juice to it. And we also add the same spices we add to mulled wine. And that is so delicious. I think when it's getting colder, we're gonna make that together. We make a little stream and we can make it together and drink it together or something. I think that would be fun. A Christmas market live stream would be spectacular. Yay, okay, cool. I'm glad you guys would like that. She's Nico, who am I? Jura, you funny. Most of the times I don't know what you're referring to. I always prefer dark beers myself. If you could find a pumpkin stout in the fall, I bet you'd love that. Yeah, I remember you guys brought up the pumpkin stout. I should definitely try that. Or pumpkin cider. Maybe there's something like that out there. I'll definitely try it. John Cooper. Hibiscus tea is so tasty. Haven't had it in 10 years probably. Really? That's a staple for us. Oh, I'm wrong, by the way. It's not hibiscus. It's hibiscus. It's rosehip tea, I think. I might be wrong. It's either hibiscus or rosehip or a combination of both. We call it fruit tea. Sometimes it has some apple pieces in it too, but fruit tea, if you go to Germany and you go to any cafe or bakery, like our fast food in Germany is not fast food. Our fast food in Germany are bakeries that have bread rolls that are filled with deli, cheeses and meats and salad, tomato, all that stuff. And you can order drinks there too. And you go there and say, I want to have a fruit tea. They will give you an hibiscus or one of those red colored teas. It's a staple. All kids drink that their entire lives in Germany. It's a very common thing for us to drink. It's not technically a tea, but it's still good. Wine festival every little town had. Oh yeah, wine festival. Now you make me nostalgic, Christopher. Several mugs and glasses are handed down to make it. Very cool. Yeah, you can keep those glasses. I mean, you can get back the money you pay for the glasses, like the rental fee. But if you want to keep them, you just get a cheap glass. It's usually just 2 or 3 euros. But I miss wine festivals, just sitting in summer on a marketplace surrounded by all the old buildings and with a little fountain in the middle of the marketplace and everyone just being in a good mood, just having a couple wines, a glass of wines, glasses of wine, and it's just a good mood. I love that. Nico lived with John Cooper. Okay. I keep rosehip on hand all the time. Yeah, I do have that in Germany. I don't have any rosehip here. Not that I'm aware of. As you can imagine. Gerard, did you have a Guinness today or 2? Everyone loves them. Or what's your favorite drink, Gerard, in Manchester? What do you drink there? Do you have a favorite kind of beer or you got a brand that you like there? I'm gonna clean up a little bit, geysers. It's a little messy in the kitchen. Anytime I'm in a kitchen, it's a mess, but that's part of cooking. I'm not too worried about it. The dog, Oscar. You wanna say hi? Can you pick up Oscar to me? For me?
No.
Are you enjoying my pancakes?
Yes.
Pfannkuchen? How good are they? Or how bad? Terrible?
Here's a boy.
The boy has arrived. Look at that lad, Oscar. You're a mad lad, aren't you? Oscar the mad lad. He just took a long nap. You want some pancake? A little pancake? That never hurt. I know. You want to have a little pancake? You can have a little bit. Oh, you indulged that, huh? Yeah, you're a gourmet. You know it's good. Are you still sleepy? Yeah? I'll put you down. Okay. Sorry guys. Every time Oscar comes into the kitchen, I have to say hi to him. Cider, the English drink. I love cider. Cider is my favorite drinks when I'm drinking something with a little buzz. Nothing better than a cider. What kind of cider? Apple cider or what kind? I know there's different ones. Henry Weston cider, the honest man cider. Okay, I got it. Look out for that. I don't think we have that here, but whenever I'm in Britain again, I'll look out for it. Yes, everyone loves them. Meg and I have some hand-carved drinking horns, if you can believe it. The shape actually aerates the beer really well. Oh, the only drawback is that you can't set it down. Yeah, I've seen those drinking horns. I don't know if you're referring to the same ones, but I've seen them on the Renaissance Festival. And people usually have like a holder here on their hip for the horns, so they can put them in there. But yeah, if you're sitting at a table, I assume it's a little tricky. You probably just keep it in your hand, but that's probably what you do with them, right? Because you just keep drinking them. And that's a similar with the steins. I mean, you do put down the steins, like the big beer things, but they're really heavy to pick up, so it's not very practical because every time you drink, that's probably why people drink so fast, so they get lighter at the end, but yeah. Lots of little towns in Ohio starting microbreweries, and it often reminds me of Germany. We can even take out our dogs into these and they give them bowls of water. We have them here too. I love that. Yes, those local little companies or businesses. where you can just take your dog with, and you have a little, like an outside area to sit, or just like some like rustic tables. We have them here as well. One is like a beer garden. Do you guys have beer gardens? Is that a word in America too? So a beer garden just is an outside area of a restaurant where you have like wooden tables, and they serve you outside and you can sit outside. So that's what a beer garden is. And I love those. And we have one that's the closest to a beer garden in Germany that I can think of. And I just love going there for the vibe. The food is it's good, overpriced, but I just go for the vibe. And because I can bring the dog, like you just said, Christopher, it's just perfect. Pumpkin cider isn't always that easy to find, but they do make it, and it's fantastic. Ooh, pumpkin cider. I think that would be good for us. Oh, he has the headphones on. I'm gonna see if I can find some. Yoko Ono. What's with Yoko Ono? Isn't she, whose wife was she? John Lennon? No. Am I wrong? Is it John Lennon's wife, or was she? No, that wasn't John Lennon, was it? Someone else. David Bowie? No, not David Bowie. If anyone knows, let me know. Holding a drinking... Oh, John Lennon, okay. Holding a drinking horn can be more ergonomic than a glass or a mug, so that does help. I can see that, because it is easier, like your hands close down more at the bottom than at the top. So horn, or like we say Kelch, like a wine glass, like the shape of a wine glass that gets a little smaller at the bottom, is probably more natural for the hand. So I can see that. Don't start singing. Trust me, I'm not gonna. I'm way too introvert to start singing in front of the camera, even though I sang a happy birthday to Bo earlier, but that's as far as I would go. I should have sung the birthday song to her in Chinese, because for some reason my husband... What, Schatzi? Why did we sing the birthday song earlier in Chinese?
Huh?
How did we come up with that?
I was just on the show I was watching.
Oh, he was watching something and they were singing happy birthday in Chinese, and then I just chimed in. And then I sang it for him in Chinese, and then all he said was, with his Google Translate, he just said, "Bu hao." And that means not good. I was like, okay, how rude. I'm glad he speaks a little Chinese. I'm glad he has his Google Translate to insult me. Oh wow, guys, we've been here for a while now. Shuriken, do you have any projects coming up? Any tea videos? Any other videos you have planned? You said you had some long format videos planned. Same here. I still am working on uploading my Florida vlog. After that one time where I didn't work, I was too lazy to re-upload it and do the whole description thing again. So bear with me. I will do it eventually. I know I'm terrible. I'm just so bad with combining my job and my hobby, because YouTube is still my hobby and not my job. So it's hard for me to really combine it, and you know, I'll work on it eventually. I'll get better with the work-life balance, the work-hobby balance. That's what I like about live streams. I can just do them without having to edit or add a lot of description, anything like that. It's just chill and easy, and I love the exchange with you guys with the videos. I do love making videos. I always loved filming since I'm a child, but the editing just requires a lot of time. So live streams it is for the most part at the moment, but I do want to get back into the making video part, because I really miss that, or I really enjoy it. I'm trying to do one vlog a week from now on, and then have the live streams on top of that, because I don't want to miss out on that, because it's just awesome to get to know you guys better. And yeah, I just enjoy it a lot. I hope you do too. And I'll try to come up with a few more ideas for live streams, so I'm not boring you guys, but I think we always have really cool conversations no matter what we do. And I just like having it like organic, you know, without like holding a speech or anything, or like a certain topic, because I just like when a conversation naturally goes in a direction, and just not having a good exchange. You're creating a new philosophy. That's good. Why not? Hopefully I'll get the first long format tea video out soon. I'm finally getting an idea of how to organize it. I totally get it. You sound like me, you have all those ideas and you really want to do it, but getting to the point of starting it and organizing your ideas and setting it all up and, you know, living up to the idea and standards that you have for yourself, it's not that easy, and I keep pushing it off too, making certain videos I really want to make, just because I'm like, tomorrow will be a better day, or today I don't want to do it, I have to do this first, and then I'll do it whenever I have more capacity for it, but the day just never comes, so I feel like I just have to like do it. You probably know what I'm talking about. 2 new art movements, neon abstractionism and neon realism. Yes, work-life balance needs to be maintained, absolutely. That's why I would wish to have a garden, Christopher, because I feel like that would be perfect, you know, just having that outside time, outdoorsy time. I think that would give me a lot of balance in my life, but I hope I don't have Nutella on my face. Yeah, gardening would be a dream. And then being able to combine the gardening with, Oscar, you're heavy, with the live streams, maybe one day. I'm hoping that ChatGPT is to help me. The good old ChatGPT. According to the radar, the really gnarly bit of storm will get there in an hour and a half or so. I hope it just passes through. It did the same with us. It didn't do any damage. It was just bad wind. Conversation on new stream are always top drawer. Oh, I appreciate that. That's thanks to you guys. I'm just 2% of that whole equation. You all do the rest. The best conversation you will ever have about existent nihilism with ChatGPT. I do. It sounds weird, but I have conversations with ChatGPT sometimes, just because I think it's very interesting. I ask him very existential questions, and it's always very interesting what he gives back to me, or it or she. I don't want to give it a gender. And sometimes I do that thing with friends when we're at a restaurant. We ask ChatGPT the same question, and then we see how it responds to us in different ways, and how different the responses are, and how well it knows us based on our other searches before and our characters or interests. It's very interesting. For example, when I ask ChatGPT a cooking related question, we tried that out once. My friends that don't cook, or the friend that doesn't cook, he got a very generic answer about the recipe. And then when I asked the same question, ChatGPT asked me like way more details, knowing that I like to cook and that I cook often. It asked me like what I wanted to be like, how many guests I will have, and all that stuff. Very, very detailed. And the other one was just like giving out a random answer. I always love every minute of interaction with everyone on this chat. I am the old one, no, but awesome chat. You're not the old one. Don't say that. Like we said, age is just a number and there's no ages here. I mean, please be at least a certain age if you're here in this chat. I mean, you don't have to be, but I would prefer that, you know, just, I don't know. So I hope everyone's at least, you know, a certain age here. But other than that, I don't think anyone thinks that you're the old one, Christopher, at all. If that, it's cool that you bring in your interesting stories that you had and your experiences from back then. So we're always learning something new, and it's good that we all have different ages. That makes it interesting, and we can all exchange our experiences. That's exactly how it is with me, with the tea video, or whenever I try to do a longer video, any number of more complicated projects. Yes, procrastination is a real thing, and it is terrible, and there's no cure to it. I think. Maybe there is, but not for me that I can think of right now. Oscar's ears are so cool. He is a gorgeous boy. I agree. I love it. Oscar's ears are the cutest. In general, I'll let him know. I appreciate that. Oscar, you're cool. Did you hear that? I'll show you guys. He's sitting right there. Isn't that the absolute cutest how he sits there doing the splits? Oscar, is that not comfortable? Uncomfortable? He's so cute. I wonder if the guy from earlier that said he doesn't like women or women don't contribute, if he's still here. And if yes, I hope he's doing better. And just really got me going in a... Yeah, usually I don't respond to trolls, but he really wasn't a troll thinking back now. Maybe I was just like putting him into the category of a troll too fast. It was just a sad guy that was very hurt. So it reminded me a little bit of the situation last time we had Shuriken and Marco's stream with that Chucky guy. Remember how he started off being really like trolly and weird, and then in the end Marco said something that really like pulled on his heartstrings, and then suddenly he turned into a follower or a subscriber, and he was super nice and, you know, super approachable or kind and not gnarly anymore. So yeah, sometimes it's good to just listen to people's stories for a little bit, even though they seem salty and trolly. I was pissed off that ChatGPT couldn't be a woman. Can it not? You can change the voice, right? I don't have the app or anything like that. I just talk to them online, like in my browser. I would never download it. I think ChatGPT or I is a little scary. I don't try to feed too much of my thoughts into it, and I don't try to like make it smarter, if that makes sense. So, but it's interesting for sure. It's a new thing. So, Chris, you always add an awesome perspective to every topic. Yes, Shriek, I totally agree. Chris, you're very much appreciated here. We're glad you're here in this community. And everyone here is just very, I always say that, but I really mean it. Everyone is just really amazing and kind. And I feel like I could have a conversation with all of you, like one-on-one. If I met you in person, I could just sit there and have a couple drinks with all of you and talk for hours. So that's great. Jefferson lays like that. He does too. He does the splits. Oscar's way more flexible than most people, I think. Even though he's already an old man. I'm a troll. I don't think you're a troll, Gerard. It seems like Oscar still has pretty good flexibility. Yes, that's wonderful. Ladies' flexibility has just really started to go downhill in the last year. I'm sorry to hear that. But even without flexibility, cats can still live a very happy life in the end, you know. I had this one cat, and she was super old too. She was 20. And she was the cat of the lady I lived with, and she was really old and she was not flexible at all. She was like walking like she was 35 years old. That's how she looked like, and that's how she walked like. But she's still, she didn't seem to be in pain or anything. She had a good last couple of years, and then she passed away with 21. And it just looked like she fell asleep, you know, in her little spot. And yeah, I'm sorry to hear that she's getting older. Like, you can see that she's getting older. It's always hard to witness and to accept. Same here with this old man. He definitely is a little different from a year ago, I can tell. But yeah, that's normal. I guess we'll all get older and less flexible. Schatzi, you wanna go pee pee? Pee pee? You wanna go for a walk? You wanna go outside? Okay, that worked. Sometimes he reacts to different words. You're a clever troll. Well, that's better than a silly troll or a stupid troll. You love trolling. It's okay, as long, I feel like you don't troll in like a mean way or anything. There's definitely some mean trolls out there, but as long as you're just having fun and you just keep it nice and polite, I think those trolls are okay. If it gives you happiness, or I don't know, fun. I read Moby Dick because I had to. There was a Moby Dick movie. I think it's a new one. It came out a couple years ago, last year, this year. I honestly don't remember. I think we watched it a couple months ago, and it was pretty good. I liked the perspective it showed. It was just very interesting, very raw. Trolls sometimes add to the flavor. Yes, sometimes they just keep conversations, steer them in different directions, or bring up some funny topics that you never thought you would talk about. So, or like you said, they add some flavor. So yeah, why not? It's always good to have some good trolls, you know. You need a little bit of everything, everyone. You need the thinker, you need the one that calms down the chat, you need one that's trolling a little bit, and the sassy one, and the experienced one. And yeah, we need all the different people. It would be pretty boring if we were all the same, right? So everyone is welcome here, as long as everyone or the person is respectful and accepting everyone for what and who they are. And just be kind. That's all I want. But yeah, that shuriken, or everyone else that saw the miracle berry, I just see it here on my computer. Please try that miracle berry. It is, I hope you're not allergic, so if you think you might be allergic, don't try it, please. But it is really a miracle, as it says. You'll see, you'll freak out about it. It is crazy. I think you have a diverse stream. I hope so. I think, yeah, I would agree. And thank you, Christopher. That's what I want. I want to have different people, bring them all together, you know, and yeah, it's just interesting. It's like not like a social experiment. It's just cool to have so many people from different countries, first of all, different states. I mean, your states are almost as big as countries in Europe, so it's basically like different countries, even though it's the same country, but every state is different. And yeah, different ages, different backgrounds, experiences, languages. So I think we can all just learn from each other, and it's really, really cool. Social commentary. Well, I don't call it trolling. You call yourself a troll. I said, I don't think you're a real troll. So I really like it. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. I like it too. That's why I'm doing those live streams all the time. I started doing them like once a week, but then I was like, oh, I really miss talking to everyone. So yeah, very diverse, so many different conversational topics. Yeah, I really like how the topics just evolve naturally. It's not forced or anything. If I don't have to say anything, I'm probably just gonna say bye to you guys and come back another time when I'm more talkative or have like a topic I want to talk about, or when you guys bring something up. But if no one feels like talking, you know, no one forces us to sit here and talk to each other, and we just call it a day and talk again another time. So yeah. Where do you live? I live in Tennessee, Gerard. I am German, but as you can probably hear from my German accent, so that's not a secret. But I live in the USA, the good old US, in close to Nashville. So howdy to you, Gerard. We have so much to offer. Yes, absolutely. You all do. I agree. Shots. Oscar's under the table. What's that like? I talk about the life here sometimes in America, Gerard. I might talk about that in another stream. Artemis is hiding under the bed. She doesn't like thunder. Oh no. She hasn't heard anything in years, so she's calm and hungry. Well, see, sometimes not being able to hear something can be positive, I guess. So I'm glad she's not freaked out about it, and I hope Artemis will calm down eventually, or the storms pass you quickly. That would be better. Here it's calm right now, so I'm glad, so I can walk the dog soon. Oscar, we'll walk soon, okay? But yeah, Joa, life here is good. It's interesting. Lou Reed, you bring up all the singers. He's a good guy. Was too German and educated. Yeah, life here in America, I don't know. I like it. It has its downsides. You can't really walk anywhere or take your bicycle anywhere unless you're not going far. But you definitely need a car here. Things are very different. Prices are really insane. For the most basic things, toilet paper costs you a fortune. Toothpaste, all those things that cost like not even €1 or maybe €1 in Germany are like 5 times more expensive here. So it's really interesting to see how the differences are. But you also make way more money here in America than in Germany. So it kind of is like comparing Switzerland to Germany, because I lived close to Switzerland, right at the border. And I always thought Swiss people, because they make way more money, but everything's more expensive, so I couldn't afford anything in Switzerland. So it's the same thing here. I can compare Switzerland to America when it comes to economical things, I would say. Artemis is getting less scared by loud noises all the time. It seems like she may have been a bit traumatized by loud noises before we got her. Yeah, I can see that. We never know what our cats went through before we got them, right? I always wonder too what they experienced and what's triggering for them, and I always feel sad or bad for them. But I'm glad they have a peaceful home now, yours and mine and all of you guys that have animals. That's really all we can do, but it's definitely interesting. Oscar has some issues too with certain things. He's like super chill, but if you put your hand in front of his face, he like gets scared. So I think, or when you touch his neck, when your hand gets there, he will like make a sudden move. So I think he probably didn't get treated very well by his pre-owners. You know, they probably grabbed him and like hit him or something. I would assume. Cultured is the word I'm looking for. Hablas Inglés? No hablas Inglés. Nur Deutsch. Ich spreche nur Deutsch. But yeah, our cats are super chill with storms. Oscar too, he's just too old to be worried about anything like that, and he usually sleeps through every storm and bad weather. which I'm happy about. And same with the car. He just loves car rides. It calms him down like a baby. Like whenever he's in the car, he immediately falls asleep after he watches or looks out of the window for a little bit. He loves doing that, like having his ears fluttering in the wind. It's always like this. It's just so cute. And he gets the wind into his nose, and he always like does this, like, and it's so cute to watch. And after he did that for like a couple minutes, or does that for a couple minutes, he lays down in his car bed and he just sleeps. Our furry companions have a lot going on upstairs for sure. Yep, they have many feelings and thoughts, I feel sure of it. I believe so. I think they definitely have thoughts too. Just the way they look at you, there's something going on in their brains. It's not just them staring at you. I believe so too, Shuriken. Cats are just very interesting creatures. Sometimes almost scary. Sometimes when it's nighttime and I see my cat sitting on the dresser just looking at me, I'm like, not freaking out, but it can be almost a little bit intimidating. I lived in Madrid for 3 years. That's cool. What did you do in Madrid, Gerard? Did you teach English? You taught English everywhere, huh? Now you can teach trolling on a cultured level, on a nice level. Maybe there's classes for that. I wish you could give people classes so they would become nice trolls or cultured trolls instead of idiot trolls. Because most often you get the bad kind of trolls. Oh, so you did teach English? That's cool. Very nice. Well, it's good to meet you, or yeah, welcome, Gerard. Thank you for adding some spice. It's true, Lady and Artemis both are really intense cats. When they look at you, you can tell they're thinking. I have the same feeling with Moose or Sushi. Rusty, I could see where Susmus, I call her different names all the time. Susmus is usually the name I call her. Susmus is definitely interesting. She's staring at me right now. I'll show you. She knows I'm talking about her. Just things like that. And she actively, I'm not kidding, she actively watches shows or movies with me. The entire movie. She would not look away 1 second. She will watch the entire movie or YouTube videos, and sometimes she will try to touch the screen. And I think she's just so super smart. Maybe I'm biased because she's my little fur baby, but yeah, I think she's almost like a reincarnated human to me sometimes. Even though I don't necessarily believe in that, but I don't know, sometimes I have that thought. Trolling is an art form, especially now. Yeah, why not? If that is the way you express yourself, if that is your art form, go for it. I'm all here for it, Gerard. You have a cat, Freya. Is that the name? Cute. I love cats. I love all animals. So cats and dogs and all other animals. Some probably more than others, but I try not to do the speciesism thing. Isn't it a thing? Speciesism? When people say you can't like one animal more than the others, otherwise you're a speciesist. Which I think is BS, but Freya Fripp. How cute. I like the name Freya. Isn't that Freya, isn't that in a movie? That's a very medieval name, isn't it? I love all animals as well, though. Yeah, me too. I think there's some I think are really fascinating. Maybe I'm more fascinated by them than others, but when it comes to like loving them, I think I would say I do love them all. I'm not a huge fan of some of them. Like, would I want them to cohabit a space with me? No, but I don't hate them. But I don't want to cohabit a space with a spider, a snake, scorpions, huge centipedes, things like that. I'll accept them, and it's great that they're here and they're fascinating, but I do not want to share a room with them. But it's a different, you can still like them, I guess. I wanted to be goddess. You want her to be a goddess? A goddess? I watched off topic now, even though we don't really have one topic, so I guess it's not off topic. I watched a documentary about goddesses in, where was that? It was in India. It was Nepal, I think in Nepal, where they have those goddesses, and they're usually young, like they have to be under a certain age. They are not, I think it was Nepal, Tibet or Nepal, one of them. And they were not supposed to have any scratch, so they could have never fallen down as a kid and just like scratched their arm or their hand in order to become a goddess. And it was just crazy to see. And they have to dedicate their whole lives. They're not allowed to talk. They're not allowed to walk. Their parents would have to carry them around the house everywhere. So they're not allowed to use their feet, touch the ground, because everything would like make them impure and dirty. And same with the scratches, because then the bad stuff from the bad stuff in the world would enter their bodies or something. Very crazy. Not saying their culture is crazy or anything, but kind of just, I don't know. I could not imagine that as a kid, not being able to play outside and, just be a normal kid. I thought it was really interesting, but yeah, I wasn't a big fan. I love birds that hang around my house, especially the loud blue jays. I love birds too. I just love the sound of them, and just something about it after a long winter when you suddenly go outside in the morning and you hear the birds are back and it's about to be spring, or how the sounds of the birds changed throughout the season, because some birds leave and some birds come back, and or some just stay for a short visit. It's just awesome to live with the seasons. That's why I can't wait to have a garden, to be more with the season, to work with the seasons more, or be more part of that instead of just on walks. I love birds too. I'm not a fan of bugs in the house. I'm glad you enjoyed that worm video. It is cute, yeah. It pooped all over me when I picked it up. Worms, gnarly little things, but they're cute. I mean, they're important for the earth and for gardening. Earthworms are very, very, very good for you, and it's a good sign if you have earthworms. And like I said commented under her shorts, I was always late for elementary school when it was raining, because all the earthworms would cross the street and I didn't want them to get run over. So every time I had to pick up all the worms on my way to school, and it took quite a while because my way from school was like a 15-minute walk. And so I always picked up a lot of worms, and then when the teachers were mad at me, I just said I had to pick up the worms. So whenever it was raining, they were already expecting me to be late. You have a good friend who's a yoga teacher? Workshops. Nice. I do yoga instructions too, even though I'm not a professional at all. But it's more like senior exercise classes, and stretching and just staying fit and keeping your body moving, and a little bit of strength training and a tiny little bit of yoga, if I can call it yoga, because I'm not a official yoga instructor, but I definitely enjoy doing that. I also have a good friend who is a yoga teacher. He's from Bulgaria. We trained martial arts together for years. Oh, cool. Just yoga now, sadly. Yoga is cool. I think I would really like to get into it on a more professional level. I do like weight training. That's my, when it comes to exercise, I like weight training. But I think doing more yoga would definitely be good for me, and I would enjoy that a lot. So that's cool that you have a friend that is a real instructor. Everyone needs a yoga instructor as a friend. I know, Shazzy. The cat is here too. Rusty. I think I'm gonna walk the dog in a second, guys. What do you mean you don't? Oscar, you ready to go outside? Pee-pee? Pee-pee? In Germany, we don't say you wanna go pee, we say pee-pee. So please don't get weirded out by that. I'm not referring to this. Pee-pee means pee. Yeah, I'm gonna walk Oscar, and Shuriken, I hope the storms don't get too bad later for you guys. I believe they're just gonna pass through. I checked the weather app. I'm gonna do that one more time before I leave. Just making sure. I mean, I know you can do that yourself. I'm not saying I need to check the weather for you. I just want to see how the weather looks like for all of you, because I think we're pretty much in the clear now. Oh yeah, like I expected. So I'll show you here. Why is it so zoomed in? Tennessee, that was us earlier here in Middle Tennessee, where Nashville is. We got that line of storms. I think it probably passed down like this, so it passed to Georgia now. And we had those thunderstorm cells too in the blue. And yeah, I think you're probably getting it. Atlanta's here, right? In this area. Oh, that's Alabama, oopsie, I mean here. So yeah, you're probably experiencing that storm right now, or in half an hour or so. It's still some coming towards you. But luckily Ohio's in the clear, Christopher. I'm glad to see that. Thanks so much, sister. I love that we have some weather segments on your channel. I just like to be, I like weather. I don't know, since I'm here in America, I think I really got hooked on weather. I think it's so cool, and it's just showing you how, sorry guys, I just got a stretch. I had like a chest workout today. It's just showing you how or how strong or the forces of nature are, and how much we are out of control of those things, even though us humans always think we own the world and the universe. But just looking at the weather, we're completely out of control. And it's just something about it, you know, how nature just decides what's happening, like what weather we will have today. And I just love that there's something about nature or the earth that we still have no control over. And I hope we never will, to be honest. So yeah, I think that's why I'm so interested in it. I just think it's very, very cool. And yeah, I thank you too, brother, for hanging out, or Shuriken-san, as I like to say. Shuriken, I even welcome the bugs around my house anymore. They all have a purpose, and to live with them in unison. I do give my dog flea treatment, so I guess I am a hypocrite. You're definitely not. I do that to Christopher, just because fleas in the house, if you have them, they will like go into your cats and everywhere. So I try to keep those out of the house too, so that's understandable. It doesn't mean that you don't like bugs. I'm the same. I like bugs too. I never kill them or anything. I don't have any traps or any like pest control. I would never do that. I hate that. And I never had a pest in my house without pest control. Believe it or not, in Germany, no one does pest control, and we never have issues with pests. So no one needs that. It's just the pharma industry or the chemical industry trying to make money. That's just my opinion on it. But yeah, bugs have they're important. Without bugs, we would not be alive. So I love that, Christopher. I wish more people would be welcoming to all animals and even bugs. like you, and you shuriken, so thank you for picking up the earthworm. Most people wouldn't even see an earthworm on the ground and pick it up, so yeah, this just shows me how amazing you all are, and I'm so glad that you're here. And yeah, she gets the flute. Kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya. Should we sing that for the end? Kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya. I haven't sung that since I'm 12 or so. I think that was the last time I heard that in a kids choir or something. I always love weather. How I found your channel. Oh yay, that's cool that you found my channel with the weather. I remember that I was here in the bedroom when we had the tornado warning, and I was streaming from there. I remember that. Ami-san, it's always a great pleasure to join one of your streams. Thanks so much, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night. I hope so too, that you have a wonderful night. I hope your cats will be okay, and give them all a pet for me. All of you guys, please give your animals a little pet on the heads, and I'll do the same with mine if you want to send some pets. And I hope to see you next time, and thank you for hanging out with me for so long. I really enjoyed every minute of it. And good to meet you, Gerard, or Jared. I don't know if I say that right. I think I fall in love with her. Okay. Have a good night, everyone. Good night to Manchester, to Ohio, to Georgia, and to wherever everyone else is from that's watching right now. I also see you, silent watchers. You're always welcome here too. And yeah, be safe, everyone. Have a great night. And pets to the furry friends. I will. Okay. Good night, everyone. Bye bye. See you next time.